I don't know why, but I always thought of quiche as a super fancy meal, probably because we only had it on special occasions. I'm gonna show you how to make a plant-based version, and we're gonna take it to the next level by making the crust potato. So what I've got here is a large sweet potato and a large potato, and I've just grated it and squeezed out the excess liquid. To that, we're gonna add a flax egg. So I already took a tablespoon of flaxseed and I mixed it with 2.5 tablespoons of water until it formed this nice little gel. We're gonna add 1/3 cup of whole wheat flour. If you wanna make this completely gluten-free, you can just use an all-purpose gluten-free 1-to-1. Now we're gonna put in a nice little spice mix. This is 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of salt, and a tablespoon of onion powder. And now, we're just gonna mix it together. I've already lightly greased this tart pan. You could also just use a pie plate if you'd like, but I think this makes it look a little prettier when you take it out after. So we're just gonna put a really thick layer of this potato crust all around inside of here. Just kind of continue to move it around and fill in all the holes. Take the back of a spoon and then just really press it down so that it's nice and firm against the edges of it. And if you find any holes, like I got one right there, I'm just gonna plop a bit more of this mixture in. So potato takes longer to bake than the quiche, so we're gonna pre-bake this crust inside the oven. I preset it at 350 degrees, and we're gonna bake this for 25 to 30 minutes. So while that potato crust is cooking in the oven, we're gonna make the mixture for the quiche. So normally you would use egg for this, but what we're using here instead is a firm tofu for our base. And we are just gonna roughly crumble that up with our hands. So now we're gonna add in 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. This is gonna give it like a nice cheesy flavor. Now we're gonna add in our spice mixture. And what I've got here is a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, and I'm also adding calamanach, which is black salt. That's gonna give it a really nice eggy flavor. If you don't have it, it's totally fine. So I also pre-cooked about 2 cups of zucchini, an onion, and 2 cloves of garlic, and a cup of spinach. I sauteed that on the stove before, and so we're gonna add that to our mixture as well. We need a little bit of liquid, so we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of plant milk. Now, we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna add about 1/3 cup of chopped tomatoes and leave a little bit for the top. And then we're gonna add in about 1/4 cup of chopped green onions and parsley. We don't wanna chop this together in the food processor because we want those chunks of vegetable inside of there. It's still a bit moist in there, but that's okay because it's gonna continue to cook. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add that quiche mixture that we already made into the dish. It's a pretty thick mixture, so it's okay if it's sticking up a bit as long as it's even so that it bakes evenly. Save a few of the mix-ins for the top because that's what's gonna make it pretty. So I've already increased the temperature of the oven to 375 degrees, and now we're gonna bake this for about 35 minutes. When we take it out, we're gonna let it rest for at least 5 to 10 minutes before we cut into it. The way that potato blends in with that tofu eggy mixture is so satisfying. It's just a combination of everything. It's the herbs, it's the vegetables, it's the spices. That calamanach really gives it that extra eggy flavor as well. This is a perfect dish for dinner or for a special weekend brunch. Smash it into your face. I love it.